Toothless 19 Toothless 98, who is I know I explained. I feel no that when I'm gonna for fair warning, when we were doing the TIFF episode, I only met her once before that time, and now we're talking again. But back then, I know I explained her on explained her on that podcast, and I kind of feel bad because I kind of felt like I didn't do her justice. But I didn't. I did you justice on the podcast, right?
Oh yeah, I'd say you did a fine job.
No, because I said like, what did I say? What did I say about you? I said that like she would stand up for her friends and she would kick any butt that gets in her way, that gets in her friends' way and stuff. I was like, well, that's probably not her at all, but
No, that's like 100% accurate. More like 110%.
for some reason I remember your voice being deeper, but I guess I don't know. I guess things change.
Yeah, no. I have completely different voices when I'm in costume versus when I'm like just out in my regular day, everyday life. It does get a lot deeper when I'm at a con. It's quite terrifying, actually. My mom called me when I was in the middle of doing something, and I used my man voice, quote unquote, on her, and she instantly shut down the phone. And she's like, "I don't know who I just called."
Like a wrong number?
Yeah. So I had to text her back and be like, "Mom, call again. It's okay." So I like removed myself from the con scenario so that I could like talk like her young, wonderful daughter.
Oh my god.
Like, "I'm so sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to spook you." Oh, that also happened with my boss one time because they tried to call me to come in, and I'm like, "Guys, I called this weekend off, and I'm in Rosemont."
Yeah, like I'm in the middle of I'm not like Rosemont's not the middle of but nowhere, but it's like I'm out in the middle of in a different city of a different state. I can't necessarily come in.
No, not at all.
I mean, like, is where you live like in the middle of but nowhere?
I have cornfields on all four sides. It's 45 minutes to the nearest like Walmart.
Yeah,
Everything else is like little hometown grocery stores or whatever that may or may not have that special glue you need for that project.
that special glue you need for that project.
Okay, there's stories behind this, okay?
Do tell.
Okay, so back in like, what was it? It was high school. Okay, so back in high school, I had this obnoxious project that I had to work on. And like every other typical high school senior, you're like, "Yeah, I'm going to shove it off. I'm going to shove it off. It'll be fine." Until the professor, or teacher in that case, is like, "Yeah, guys, have you worked on your project yet? Because I want people to start presenting a day earlier than what was scheduled." And I'm like, "Oh no." So I'm going around trying to figure out how to glue all my pieces together for this collage type thing. Because it's one of those, "Oh, tell about yourself, but make it interesting and artistic." And I'm like, mm-hmm. Okay. So, short of coming in full costume and scaring everyone in the school,
Yeah,
I decided to make a cute little board and everything. But turns out super glue tends to kind of burn through styrofoam,
yeah,
and Elmer's glue doesn't like to stick to it either.
yeah.
So I didn't have either of those at home, and that's all my local grocery store would carry.
Oh god,
So here
yeah,
I am
yeah,
at 3 in the morning.
yeah.
School starts at like 7.
Uh huh.
Running up 45 minutes to the nearest store to find some darn tacky glue. And I walk in and I'm like, "Hey, I need some tacky glue to the nearest sales associate at my local Walmart." And they just kind of look at me and they're like, "Can I see your ID?"
Oh god.
I'm like, "It's tacky glue for a project."
It's not like you're buying alcohol. Dang it.
No, and it wasn't even spray paint either. And I'm like, "You just want to know how old I am." I'm like, "Are you thinking I'm single? Because I'm not."
like, don't try your egg on me. I just need tacky glue.
So, long story short, I did finally find the tacky glue, and I got home by like 4:30 in the morning, finished the project by 5:30, and then had to go to school.
Oh my god.
So, Yeah,
What a day! What a day that is.
very much so. I
Yeah.
don't remember most of the day after that presentation.
The, does 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 everyone does everyone think you and Pizza Boy are actually related? Because he told me that you guys in middle school always used to get, oh, you used to be told like, oh, you guys, do you guys look related, or are you guys related and all that stuff?
Oh God. Okay. Okay, that's also another story. Yes, for a very long time we did look a lot alike, especially when we were younger.
Yeah,
But there's also this infamous story in our high school where we had the same chemistry class and
yeah.
we sat on opposite sides of the room. So around Halloween, they were like, everybody's getting kind of funky. They're like, yeah, I'm going to start wearing like casual costumes to school. Sticks like got real far. So my friend Caden and I were on the bandwagon of Oran Host Club, okay?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
huge bandwagon. And we pegged ourselves as the twins. So we went and we collaborated and got the exact same costume, exact same wig and everything, parted it properly according to the character we were doing. And we went to the chemistry class.
Yeah.
We sit down, the professor or the teacher looks around at the class and he instantly gets so confused because he can't tell which one is which.
Oh God.
And even the classes or the classmates were like, hey, are you really Ray? Or hey, are you really Caden? And we actually had swap seats too. So people are just looking at us and they're like, the only way we can tell is by like the 10-pound difference between them. So they had us like stand up and talk and everything, and it was just insane.
I mean, what was it? Was it so bad that something had to be done about it?
Well, no, the teacher was just like, all right, this is not becoming an everyday thing, you two, whichever one of you is. It's like, come into class normal tomorrow.
No, there's no Robbie Malek becoming Freddie Mercury today. You guys better come in normal.
But I looked him dead in the face and I just thought to myself, I don't think he understands what my standard of normal is.
Yeah, because normal is, bringing a giant dragon to school, fire breathing, and it just sitting there with me and nobody noticing how big he is.
I mean, I've done that.
Wait, you had?
Well, I have a 7 foot long handmade dragon puppet that I made. Her name is Guinevere.
Yeah, I saw that. I think you upload that picture of you holding that dragon in the photo on Instagram. I think lately.
Yes.
I mean, are you into puppets? I'm guessing you're into puppets then. If you make
Oh, yes. Puppets are a very good passion of mine.
what
I'm no pro at it or anything, but I like them. I'm amateur at best, but it's fun.
I'm guessing that you take inspiration off of like Jim Henson and his work. Then,
You
you,
mean AKA God.
but if you like to call him that,
Okay, he's like the father of all puppetry, and I love this man to no end, and I wish he was still around. But yes,
yeah,
and if you're a fan of the Dark Crystal, the new season or the new series, Age of Resistance, is badass, and I would recommend to anyone, even if you don't like puppets, because the storyline is fantastic.
I mean, like he made. I mean, I forgot when he passed away. Didn't he pass away like earlier last year?
No, I think he was fairly young when he passed. I don't remember the exact date, but I think he was only in like his 50s.
Man, that's young,
So,
man.
yeah, considering a lot of others make it up to their 80s or more. And I'm just like, we could have had another 20 or 30 years out of this man.
Yeah, this.
But no.
No, he made so many things. He made Sesame Street. He made the Muppets. He made all these other original things. He did a lot. That man made a lot of things.
Yes, he did. And it was such a wide variety, too, because it's like there was always puppets involved, but he also brought in real life actors for some of them, such as Labyrinth, too. And I'm just like, excellent.
Yeah, that the famous movie with David Bowie, which was another great person who passed away last year, David Bowie. Really,
Ah, I'm
I,
crying.
I know that's Serpent's favorite artist, and I'm pretty sure she was sad when he passed away too.
Yeah.
Um, So I mean, like, what? How did how how did you and Tiff met? Like, how do you two met?
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. So you know how when you start going to the same cons, you kind of start running into the same people over and over,
Yeah,
but like you don't really know it. You just take note, and it's like you almost always compliment them at least once a con.
yeah.
So it kind of started off as that, and I think Tiff has a few pictures of my girlfriend and I walking out around a Signless and Disciple, and she was in a PETA, I think. And I think that was one of the first photos she got before we were officially friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to say our friendship actually came from when she was hosting I think it was the first Circus Stuck panel. And I kept seeing her stuff go through because I had followed her a while back because I'm like, oh, you're a Homestuck cosplayer, pretty cool, nice content. I'll give you a follow. But I kept seeing like don't want to say a desperate plea, but that's kind of what it came across as because the con was coming nearer and nearer, and she was like still lacking a lot of characters. So I was like, I haven't pulled Dave out in over 2.5 years. I just have the wig sitting around. The costume doesn't look that hard. So I signed up and I was like, yo, I'll be your Dave sizzling whatever. So that's how that started. And then when we started having the group chats and everything, we kind of worked together and became kind of like, I don't know, I was like her sidekick and stuff. And then from there, we just became good friends and started talking outside of panel duties and everything. So it just kind of went wee from there.
That's pretty cool.
Well, thanks.
I mean, I mean, did you guys become like best friends from the start, or did it was like we're just friends right now, and then it gradually went into being best friends, or was it like best friends from the start?
Okay. I feel like you'd have to ask both of us that because I think everybody has a different view on where friendships start and like what their level is. So for me, I'm very cautious when I meet new people.
Yeah.
So for me, it was more like, okay, you're an acquaintance. Now you're working up to friend. And I'm like, okay, now you're like really good friend. And I'm like, this is great because I kind of hate labels. I hate putting best friend on anything
Yeah.
because it signifies that they are the one and only, which I think is kind of ridiculous and it causes a lot of rifts in
Mm-hmm.
between people because I have a lot of really good friends. Of course, I have some that are a little closer just because of how long I've known them,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say one friend is any better than the other, and I hate that best label.
Mm-hmm.
So, going back from that tangent, um, I'd say for me it was more of a gradual thing, but for her, she tends to find somebody that she connects with, and it's just snap. You latch on, and it's like, oh, buddy, you better buckle up because you're in for the friendship train.
Like beep.
But this is like no regular train. This is like the bullet train over in Japan. Okay, it's like
No. It's just like Van Halen with the freaking bullet train, just
yeah.
right through.
Oh man, but yeah. So for her, it was a very quick thing, and I noticed it. And I'm like, oh, she thinks we're to that level already, and I'm like, oh, I better go check myself. Hold on a minute.
No, it's
So
no. I mean, it's funny. I got a story. I got a story to relate to that. My good friend, the friend that I known for years, myself that I am met at a con. It's just someone I knew for years, and the way we met was actually funny. He used to live in the same town subdivision that I lived in, and I guess supposedly for years we used to meet. There's a pool in our subdivision that was free to everyone who lived in that subdivision, and I guess he used to go there all the time, and we always used to meet up there, but I never knew it because I forgot. And funny enough, he went to the same high school I did, and I didn't know. And so when I see him again for the first time in years, he goes like, "Hey man, remember me?" He's like, and I'm like, I like, do I know you? And he's like, he's like, oh yeah, remember like we did this? And I was like, oh yeah, now I remember you. And he's like, and he's like, yeah, and then we started talking and we started catching up, and then we became great friends, and then we're still friends to this day. So it's just, I thought that was
oh
funny.
my gosh, that is phenomenal. That is so totally awesome. And just to think that it had been that many years that you guys had known, quote unquote, each other, but then like broke off and then just came back. That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was gonna go because I didn't realize he was gonna go to the same high school I was gonna go to. That's the thing. That that was awesome though. um, but like talking about friendships and all that stuff. Let's talk about your friend. Let's talk about your friendship with the dragons, can't we?
Oh no.
So supposedly, let's break this down. Supposedly, your room is nothing but dragon, Nightmare Before Christmas, dragon, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, that's accurate. But we have to also remember that I have, like, as my girlfriend puts it, a cow shrine, so that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's predominantly dragons all over.
Is it? I mean, like I said, it's like really the 9 yards. It's like dragon sheets with dragon blanket with dragon pillowcase, dragon bed frame, all that. Is it that crazy?
Pretty much, but my bed frame is just like an old bunk bed that we trimmed down, so it's just red, but it accents the comforter.
That's good when it matches. I used to have a twin bed in my room, but then I got replaced with this old king bed from my parents' room because they got a new bed and they didn't want it anymore, and so now I got this huge bed in my room, and it's just like.
Like, part of me wishes I had a large bed, but I'm also like, if I had a large bed, I would never get up and do anything.
You'd be laying there and being like, how could this happen to me? Made my mistakes.
Oh my gosh.
The most emo song of the 2000s.
No. They just like put speakers underneath the bed and everything and have like My Chemical Romance slowly blaring as you're going through. It's just like, yes.
The carry on! The carry on!
Oh my gosh, were you there when that guy, I think it was at CAD or Midwest, I don't remember which one. I think he was at both. But he walked around with like this giant boombox and he dressed like somebody from the Black Parade and he just blared the Black Parade CD over and over and over.
Yeah, I remember him. He was at Midwest, and he was just like the guy on the cover of the Black Parade album, and he was he had his Bluetooth speaker on max, and he was just walking around with the Black Parade album going off.
Yes, it was amazing to watch after he had walked through, because you could tell who the fans were because they'd all be like crumpling down like the plague had just walked through or something.
I was never a big fan of them anyway in the first place, but it's just funny. It's just funny to see how emo they are.
My emo phase came very late in life, so I'm kind of still like jumping on the bandwagon.
I remember
But
I remember when "Wake Me Up Inside" was like the emo face song, like the emo face song.
oh my gosh, yes.
Like, I can't wake up. Wake me up inside.
Inside.
I can't wake up.
Wake me up inside.
Save me. Can't let me die here.
Oh man.
I mean,
Good
like,
time.
speaking of music too, since we're talking about music all of a sudden, I have, as I told you, I have a starting stack of cassette tapes, and I have a pretty good stack of CDs.
Mhm.
And of course, I like to collect blank versions of everything, so just in case, because you never know, like blank.
Exactly.
Like blank cassettes, blank CDs. I don't have blank DVDs. I gotta get those. And I want to get blank VHS tapes because I don't have those either.
You're falling behind, man. You gotta catch up. Get
Yeah,
on that.
I know. I mean, I own personally in my own room. I personally own one cassette VHS tape, but I have a bunch of VHS tapes in my living room where they're just like some of the old classic Disney films and the and like other movies that my parents collected over the years. You know,
Ah, yes. The
you're
family collection.
you're you're a Disney fan, I'm guessing too, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Like you like I'm guessing you own all the classics on VHS because or on DVD because they've been re-released 1,000 times already by this point.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one? Favorite movie? Favorite Disney film?
uh, okay, out of the classics line, I'd
Yeah.
have to say probably Sleeping Beauty because it's got a dragon in it.
Oh, because it has a dragon in it.
And like the cosplay abilities for Aurora's dress are pretty awesome because you could do the mix and match one or the two-tone one.
Yeah.
But from the newer stuff, I'd have to say, if we're still going with the princesses, I'd have to say Tangled.
Because you're tangled up.
Yes.
Oh God. For me, if I were going by this, no one can doubt the. I'm not talking about the film, the whole film, but the opening, The Lion King. No one can doubt that that's everyone's wake up alarm, just for kicks and giggles.
It is, though.
Like
Better
no. Dude, no, remember when they released the trailer for the live action one? They were going like from Disney comes the Lion King.
I feel like the soundtrack was the only selling point of the new remake of that one.
I never seen it, and I never planned on seeing it.
Yeah, keep your money, fam.
My favorite Disney movie of all time, though, that isn't Big Hero 6 is Toy Story. I grew up on Toy Story. I watched all of them. I watched the first one when I was little. I watched the second one when I was little. I watched the third one when I got older, and I just saw the fourth one like a month ago, and I seen them all. And like I said before, that we said when we were talking yesterday that when I walked into Toy Story 4, I thought it was gonna suck. I thought it was gonna totally suck because like Toy Story 3 was such an amazing ending. Like the ending to Toy Story 3 should have been the end of the movie series. That,
Yeah.
but now I get it. I spoiler alert for everyone who's listening, but who hasn't seen the movie yet. But I thought the movie was gonna end. I thought the movie was gonna end where they were gonna just like screw up the whole thing. But I get it when they ended the toys part of the story. They ended like Andy's end of the story in the third one, and in the fourth one they ended the Buzz and Woody and all those guys' ends of the story. So that's the point where I get it.
I'm still crying.
Yeah,
I was very emotional in that theater when I saw it, and I'm just like, a child's movie should not be making me cry this hard.
no, that's the last movie that actually made me cry. The part where the kid joined up with his parents again. That's the part that made me cry. Like legit. Like I actually cried during that movie during that part.
Uh, my heartstrings have been tugged so hard by Disney. I just want to scream.
But what's your fun? I mean, everyone. You know how it is with Disney these days, and everyone with Disney. Nobody likes Disney because they own everything. That's the philosophy. That's the consensus for Disney.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
Okay. So, if I put myself in Walt's position, I probably would have done the same thing. Because I think when he was going about it, he didn't really think of it as, I want to own everything. It was more so, okay, what can I do that I would find enjoyable? Because he had his own kids and grandkids that he was thinking of when he made all of this.
Yeah.
and like he let his grandkids stay for free in the park. So it's like the park was more so a gift for his family than anything, because he was a very family oriented man. So when you put it into that aspect, he was just doing everything he could to make sure that his kids and other kids alike could have something fun to do or somewhere really cool to go. And since Disney was huge, I think it was actually a really great idea to make parks out of it and everything too. But I think where my issue comes in is where after Walt passed, I feel like the company's values themselves kind of changed a little bit because they weren't looking at it from the same perspective that Walt did. So then they became money hungry and they're just like, we need to own everything, monopolize all of it.
Yeah, because I heard stories about Walt Disney. I mean, like I think everyone knows like Walt Disney. He was the man who I mean, you said like what you said, like very family oriented, and he created that first little black and white cartoon with Mickey and the little tugboat that was I think the very first Disney cartoon that ever be made, and he made all that stuff, and there's even a statue of him in his own park with holding hands with Disney, and so that does no with Mickey. So like if that doesn't tell you like I love my fans, then I don't know what does.
Yeah. I mean, like, I disagree with a couple of his practices while in the production phases. Like, he would get a short temper, but of course, that's a huge thing to be dealing with. So, like, you're going to be under a lot of stress. But that would be my one critique on it.
It's actually funny. Do you know a guitarist named Buckethead?
I feel like I've heard of it before, but I can't say I know.
Because he's a big Disney freak. Like he's a huge Disney freak. He wants to like work for Disney, playing his stuff at Disney. And
Oh, that'd be legit.
if you ever heard his stuff, then he's dedicated, man. If you heard his stuff.
I will have to look him up after we are done with this wonderful podcast.
I mean there's an interview that someone did that was talking about him, about his love for Disney, and how he's like it's actually funny, you gotta hear this. He's like the guy was saying oh, do you know, I was asking him have you been to Disney lately, and he's like yeah, I was just there on Monday. Like 2 days ago. And I was like, oh, he was like, oh, Steph, he really does love it. And he was like talking about like how he made his own stuff for each of the rides. So he's like when I'm on Pirates of the Caribbean, it's me playing Pirates of the Caribbean. When I'm on Space Mountain, I'm playing Space Mountain. and then he was like, oh, then what do you do when you're on no, wait, it was Space Mountain. I was like, so what do you do when you're on Space Mountain? He's like, oh yeah, it's just trying to stump the bucket. Stump the bucket. He's like, oh, it's just me going off. It's like, it's just me playing. I was like, oh my god.
He sounds like an absolute riot, and I stand for this.
It really is. I gotta send you that clip of that interview. That's funny. That's funny stuff.
Oh my gosh, please do.
Um, so on top of that, I heard that you got some tattoo work going on your arm here, on your arm there.
Oh! Yeah, well, see, I wasn't initially planning on getting a sleeve, but when I got my third one, all my coworkers, I walked in and they're like, oh, so you're starting the sleeve now? And I'm like, I mean, if that's what it becomes, it's what it becomes. But I have a giant toothless on my upper arm, and then on my upper forearm, I have a sun that matches the moon that my friend Caden has. And then around my wrist and partially up the forearm, wrapping around, I have a forest scene with some birdies flying out of it.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's like no, what am I trying to say? It's like yeah, I guess it's a sleeve now. Love it.
It's like, oops.
Oops.
I walked into Bob, and when he was done, I instantly thought, oh no. I know what this is gonna spark now. Everybody's gonna be like, "What's your next one? How far are you gonna go? Are you gonna do your other arm? Are you gonna do your legs?" And I'm like, "Nah."
Are you gonna become Mr.? Are you gonna be double Arigato, Mr. Roboto?
Oh man.
No,
But
there's actually one guy who got his whole arm tattooed to be like a robot arm. Actually,
yeah, I've seen those. And then other people get like scale work or like cheetah pattern done, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I know how they fade, and it's not gonna look as cool as when it's fresh.
yeah, it's gonna look weird when it's faded off.
A little bit, especially if like you're a huge tanner, because then it's like it just completely gets faded away, and then it just looks like all these weird wrinkles on you.
I I never no, I mean I never been one for tattoos myself. Really, I mean I know it's your thing, but I just never for me I just never I guess it just never became my thing. I mean my dad has three of them, but it was never my thing really.
Yeah, no, that's completely understandable. I would definitely say they are not for everyone. I'll be the first one to tell you that. Um, I never actually planned on getting any until my friend Kaden on my 20th birthday, I believe, surprised me with like a little gift certificate inside a box with all the ointment and everything. He's like, "We're gonna go get you a tattoo," and I'm like, "What?"
No, it's like yeah, no, when you were saying like yeah, it's not for everyone. You're sitting there. Here's you sitting in the chair, getting the needle on your skin. Like yeah, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, I don't remember sitting very still. Um, so that was probably why it was so weird. But I think I was also doped up on so much adrenaline that I didn't even really feel it when it was happening. So I was like, all right, this is awesome, man. Let's do it.
Like hit me.
Yeah, so Kaden and I now have a inside joke about, dude, I'm so stressed. I need ink therapy.
Oh, do you want me to bring no? I bring a pen. I just throw it at you. There's your ink therapy.
I mean, that's what we do when we can't actually afford the however much it is to go get a new tat, but you know.
Yeah, for me when it comes to my showing of stuff, I mean that's why I have the vest and all the patches and all the pins on it because
Hmm.
that's supposed to that's supposed to be like my representation, I guess you can say.
Yeah,
And
I could see that.
I'm in the works of trying to get a straight edge patch, a really big straight edge patch on the back that says drug free and proud and no and it says I forget what the whole thing says. Hold on. I have it on my computer. I can I can tell you what it is. Um, are you interested in while I'm looking up this? Are you interested in patches and pins and vests and stuff like that, or do you think the tattoos make up for all that?
Okay, like I used to like all of the above, but when I started realizing how my life was and my hobbies and everything, I would always lose my pins and I would always lose my stickers or they'd get all messed up. And like the patches, they would eventually come off. And I don't really own a jean jacket anymore. So for me, where it's at is the keychains. You get me a keychain, I'll be jumping up and down for like 25, 30 minutes straight because I'm like, yes, a keychain!
And no, 40 minutes later, you lost energy yet?
I'll go run up to the console, get more like caffeine or whatever, and then I'll come back down and like continue bouncing as I'm like I'm trying to hook it onto my keychain or whatever, and I'm like, it's beautiful.
It's like, wow, whoa. Like, whoa, man.
Somebody gifted me one at a con one time, and I believe a passerby said something about, man, they look like a gremlin.
Like you were foaming from the mouth and you were like drooling from the mouth and you look like some human dragon holding a keychain.
Yes, because keychains are like my horde if we're putting it in terms of dragons.
But no, the patch I want to put on the back of my vest says drug free and proud, intoxicated, chemical free living. It's okay not to smoke, consume alcohol, or do drugs. Straight edge for life.
Dude, I love that.
Cause
I
I'm
feel like people don't promote that enough.
I mean, because I put myself because I never drink, I never smoked, and I never did any drugs my whole life. So I'm trying to keep it that way. So
You go. I am so proud of you, and you live life the way you want to.
did,
Don't let anyone make you change that.
how about if I may ask, did how have you have you ever drank before, like ever?
Well, I'm only 22, so I've only had about 2 years under my belt of where I could legally do it.
Yeah.
And I think if you amounted everything I've ever drank, which is like more so my friends get drinks and I take like a sip off because I'm like, ooh, what's it taste like?
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever actually completed my own drink. So like, you know those like Mike's Hard Lemonades or whatever?
Yeah.
If you took those and filled one up, that might be the amount I've consumed in about 2 years.
Hey, no, it's fine.
Yeah, so it's really not my thing, but there's a couple where I'm like, okay, that tastes all right. I'll take a little bit of it, but you won't see me grabbing an entire bottle and smashing it.
You know when I before no, it's actually funny. I didn't know what straight edge was even a term until I started watching wrestling. Like seriously,
Oh,
because
that's awesome.
because I was like drug free, smoke free, alcohol free my whole life, but I didn't know there was a term for it until this guy called CM Punk showed up on television, and he was a Chicago guy too, and he was also straight edge, and he used it, he used the term for his gimmick, and it doesn't actually mean this, but he used to say that straight edge meant I'm better than you. That's what he used to put it as for his gimmick, but 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 that's how I figured out about the straight edge term, because I didn't know it existed until I figured out about him. So that's how I know about it. Obviously, that's not what it means, but you know,
That's like really cool, and I feel like this should be something that's passed around. We should, you know how on Instagram they do those um, tag it or it encourages people to like share it to their story. I
yeah,
feel like something like that should be what's spread around,
I would,
just like the cosplayer positivity stuff.
yeah, I would do that, but I never do Instagram stories. It's just not my thing. I don't do that.
Ah,
I post a lot on my page. Well, I try to, but but um but like if I wanted to, I guess I could post that photo, and then hashtag. You know.
yeah, and then people could share it based off the original post. That could work too. Like whatever you do, just like get it out there because I feel like a lot of people need to hear that.
Yeah, I feel like it would be, I feel like it'd be something more that people could relate to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And speaking of the things that people can relate to, there's you. I saw the video of you and your boy Caden doing the video of you like of you two flossing in super fast motion.
That was made at 3 a.m. Please don't judge me.
At 3 a.m. No, you guys get pretty crazy at 3 a.m.
Well, like, I think there was also a con where some shit had gone down earlier in the day,
Yeah.
and I was mega stressed, so I had energy for days, and I wasn't gonna sleep. Not like I ever do anyway. But I looked at M and Caden, and I'm like, guys, can we just like go walk around the con center? It doesn't actually close for a while. And they're like, yeah, sure, let's go. So of course, what do we all do? Get into costume. All of us have our phones. And what else are we gonna do with an empty con floor? Make TikToks.
because because I know that the show that the convention hall itself where all the booths are, I know that closes at a certain time, but does the actual convention center, like the little like part outside of that, close at some time, or is that always open for the con?
Like, I've never walked through and been yelled at, and I've walked through at some pretty crazy hours, so I'm gonna say, like, there's times where they would really not like you to be there, but it's not necessarily a hey, you gotta get your shit and get out. It's more of a, isn't it past your bedtime?
I love that. I love that philosophy. Isn't it past your bedtime?
And then my retort would be, no, sir, I have no bedtime. I am an adult.
Oh, bird.
Yeah. I'm like, it's con. There is no such thing as rules.
I know.
Well, I mean, aside from the consent rules and like actually be a decent human being, but you know.
Well, I know that Midwest goes all day, all night for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And aren't all the panel halls in the convention center, like where all the panels take place?
I believe so, and I know they have stuff running till sometimes 3, and then you have the rave running till 4. I think a few times. So it's lit.
It's. I mean, I never been the mid. I mean, I only been the Midwest on Saturday for how many years have I been going to? I mean, got 16, 17, 18. No, 16, 17, 18, 19. 4 years. For 4 years, I've been only going on Saturday. I never went Friday or Sunday, so I don't know how it's like during the day on those days, or overnight into those days. So
Yeah, if you're not there for the late party, you are missing so much.
I mean, like I mean, there's a lot of weird people at the rave, though. I mean, you know how the rave is. There's a lot of sexual harassment stories that come out of the rave. I've heard them
Yeah,
all.
and those are the sad ones, and I'm like, I am so disappointed that this actually happened. But
I mean, I'm surprised they don't do more to avoid that stuff from happening.
I know, right?
I mean, there shouldn't be like 20-year-olds going up on like 15-year-olds because they're drunk and they don't understand.
Yeah. And what I found interesting is I don't go exclusively to Illinois cons. I kind of branch out and go to other states and everything too, and I stay in my home state. But what I've noticed is that every con has its level of rowdiness and like inappropriate behavior.
Yeah,
But what I've noticed is that the Illinois ones, especially in the Rosemont area, are just insane and nobody does anything about it. Like ASIN has its rap for having a record number of ambulances in a weekend, and I think that's just really depressing almost that a con, which is supposed to be of inclusion and happiness and like a good weekend to have fun, you have that like label on you. Whereas I go down to Ohio and you have a different kind of energy there. Like
yeah.
you have that chaotic energy at times, but it's also like people know boundaries. They know how to respect you most of the time. I've had weird instances, but like I've never heard any sexual harassment really coming out of those conventions.
I've I mean, like, probably Dice Show probably broke the record of not of ambulance visits in a whole, but just like of an ambulance coming to the con in general, because I heard last year that there was a guy who got drop dead drunk, and had to be carted out into an ambulance on day 0.
What?
Yeah, on day 0, someone got drop dead drunk and put into the hospital on day 0.
Okay, first off, that's a waste of a convention ticket.
They're probably think, no, it's the philosophy of saying like, I'll be fine, I'll just have one more, and then they get drunk, and then they say it again, and they say it again, and then they get dropped dead drunk, and then they're off in the hospital.
Yeah.
It's,
Those are horror stories that I do not like to hear. I've seen people laying like in puddles of puke in the middle of hotel hallways, and I'm just like, please be safe. Don't keep drinking.
some people can't control themselves, and that's the sick part.
I know. And it's like, I hate to say, bring somebody as your buddy who's gonna like watch you, but sometimes people really need that.
Yeah, they need that. They need that one person that get them off of what they're doing, so they don't keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually for that was last year's Dice Show though, about that story I was saying, but this Dice Show coming up is gonna be my first one I ever been to in
Ooh,
myself.
fun. Are you excited for it?
Oh yeah, I I hear a lot of good things about it. Like my good friend, my one friend, his name's Joe Mel. He does the Wanna Be Boo podcast. You probably never heard of it. If you did, then it's pretty cool. But he does an anime podcast, and he went there last year, and he said it was amazing. And I heard it was amazing before in the past, and I wanted to go there for like almost 2 years, and now I'm actually going to go this year. And he tells me that like there's a water park, there's a theme park, there's a movie theater, there's all this crazy stuff in this convention center with the con, and you get access to everything with your con badge and other stuff that you get with the room and all that stuff. And it's just like, wow, man, it sounds like some exciting con right now.
Oh, it sounds awesome.
Why you should come? I think it'd be fun.
When's the dice show?
It's no, it's let's see. I don't hold on. I'll tell you in a minute here. You can bring your boy Caden.
Oh my god. No.
Why? Cause you're afraid he's gonna be like in the water park just flossing all the time.
Well, my boy is going through some hard times right now, so I don't think he could actually physically go.
Oh.
So that would have to be like in like a year or two, or maybe more type thing. So at some point he'll be coming back to cons with us, but as of right now, he's officially told me, he's like, okay, I'm withdrawing from any other convention for a while now, and I'm like, oh man.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry that's happening to him.
Yeah, he just needs to really focus on being an adult, I think, because he's a good guy and he's a great person to be around, and I love hanging out with him, and he's like he's the greatest person you could have to be your best friend. But at the same time, it's like he almost overexerts himself for his friends, and he needs to take time for himself and really figure out what he needs.
It's kind of like the philosophy of like you gotta die a little bit on the inside to figure out who you are in the future.
Yes. So he's in that phase right now, and I'm supporting him through that. And I'm like, I will take as many photos as you need me to, so you can get your con kick. Like, I'll come over and we can dress up and like make videos. Like, cool. But I'm like, just get your stuff together. I need you at cons, man.
And no, speaking of that, you're the only person that I know of that fooled Tiff twice in surprising her on her birthday. 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
Did she tell you about this year?
She told me about last year how you surprised her and you took her to the Bristol Renaissance Fair, but then I don't know, she didn't tell me about this year.
Oh yeah. So it wasn't like a full-on surprise last year because we had talked about it and she had time to order an outfit and everything. But this year she had no idea that we were going to come up and say hi to her and hang out and everything, because as far as she knew, I had classes, but my class only went till 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So I hiked it up to my girlfriend's house, grabbed her, and then we hopped in the car, made the hour-and-a-half drive up to Tiff, and I texted her as I'm sitting out across the road from her house. And I said, hey, have you checked the mail today? And she's like, well, no. I don't think we get mail today, because I think it was Labor Day or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, can you like double check, because I sent you a package that was kind of expensive through Amazon, and those do tend to deliver even on holidays sometimes. Like, can you just double check to make sure it's not there? Yeah. Or that it is there or whatever? So she's like, okay, well, give me a second. So we're sitting there in my car waiting to see if she actually goes to the mailbox or if she notices my car sitting there.
Yeah.
She makes it all the way to the mailbox, opens the darn thing, turns around, and acts like she's going to go back into the house, but then she pauses at the end of her driveway. Like, she noticed something, but she doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she turns around and she looks at me, and she's like, oh my God!
I love it!
So we're sitting there in the car, laughing our asses off as she's walking over to my window, and I have it rolled down and everything, and I'm like, here, hands her a bouquet of flowers. Here, hands her a piece of chocolate cake. And she's like, ah! And I look at her, I'm like, hey, loser, you want to go get lunch? And she's like, yeah! She goes and runs in, puts her stuff down, and then comes barreling out of the house and jumps in my back seat. And I'm like, "Where do you want to go?" And she's like, "I don't know."
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
it's your birthday. What do you want to eat? So after like 15 minutes of debate, of her silent debate between her and herself in the back seat, she's like, "Can we go to Chili's?"
That was the final decision. Just Chili's.
Yeah, she wanted Chili's. I'm like, "All right, we'll go to Chili's."
No, you want to know something funny about that?
Yes, please.
My birthday's the day before hers.
Uh,
My birthday's
so
there.
you're September 1st?
Yeah, it's September 1st.
Nice.
No, no. When I told her my birthday was September 1st, she like it's like she found it funny too, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But if you ever come to my house and you do that same crap to me, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna open up the door, and I'm gonna be like, I don't see a package. What are you talking about? I don't see you. And I'm gonna look up and I'm gonna be like, Toothless? And you're gonna be no, I'm across the street, you dumbhead.
If she walked back into the house, I was about ready to text her and say, "Hey, you missed a $7,000 2008 white Impala sitting across the street."
Like, oh.
I'm like, "How do you miss that? It's a big ass package."
For no for no if you were gonna do that to me, you can't do that. You can't go across the street because I live on a busy street.
Ugh. Ugh. You just made this more complicated, man.
No, I mean like I live on Army Trail Road, which is a busy road, but I live on the end of the road where it's like not like trafficy. It's like normal where it's like there won't be a traffic jam. Oh man.
Oh, jeez.
And plus, you don't know my address, so you can't come.
Are you like testing my ability to figure shit out?
No, I can tell you, I trust you.
No, I know. Be like, "Yo, for future reference, I need this, 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 and this information."
Oh god, to be honest with you, I probably live like hour wise and time wise, I probably live closer to you, probably.
Yeah.
Because I live in West Chicago, which is it's not the city, it's just the town. The town's just called West Chicago.
Mhm.
But like I know you come to Chicago a lot because you live near Chicago. What's your favorite thing that we have that you guys don't have?
Hmm. um. Well, I can't really say I go up there all the time because Chicago is still like a 3-hour drive for me.
Yeah.
Um. So if I had to say anything, probably the fact that the mu- the museums and aquariums and zoos and stuff, those are technically closer to my house than the ones down in Indy.
Yeah.
So like, I guess as big cities go, that's probably what I'm like, "Well, I want one too."
I want one too.
Yeah. Like, I want to be like, "Oh yeah, I have an art museum 5 minutes from my house. You want to go look at some Picassos?" And I'm like, "Please?"
Like Picasso me B.
Pretty much.
I don't like swearing, but I'm not gonna say the B word. But like Picasso me B.
Yeah.
I feel like the only town in Indiana that would do a good con that wouldn't cause any trouble would probably be in Santa Claus, Indiana, if they have room for that.
I have no idea.
And I want to go there so bad. I'm beg yes, I still live with my parents. Yeah, I know, but like I was telling my parents like, hey man, like hey we should take a family trip, go Santa Claus, Indiana. I just want to go check it out. It looks so cool. I know. I mean, like I thought, like because it looks so awesome, you know.
It does. It really does. And I feel like I should make my Hoosier checklist and go hit it at some point. But
The Hoosier set list at the Hoosier Dome.
yes.
The Hoosier Dome, I know it doesn't exist anymore, but
We Hoosiers have specific things that must be looked at before we decide to move on or become one with the corn.
no, I know that in Indiana you guys are called Hoosiers, but I know in Michigan they're called Yoopers up in the Upper Peninsula.
Oh man.
I mean, have you been up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, or you only been to the bigger part?
I've only been to Michigan once or twice, and that was for cherry picking.
Shit. Oh yeah, I can see that you like fixing lights and cables because you cherry picking. Hey, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're cherry picking. Are you fixing my cable? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like yeah. Why not?
Uh, yeah, my first official experience in Michigan probably won't be until November, so that'd be a better time to ask that question.
Oh, I'm going to Michigan. Oh, I'm gonna go to Michigan, and I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna be like, oh, you cherry picking today. Well, we're wilding out.
Oh.
So, what is your favorite con? Like your favorite con right now?
Mm, that's a very good question. I'm kind of salty about a couple of most of the Rosemont ones I go to, just because of the issues with the um, person in charge and nothing being done about it.
Yeah.
And then I had quite a bit of issues trying to get free tickets that I won for ASIN. So they're kind of all on my shit list, so to speak, at the moment, because I'm like, you guys need to get your garbage together so that you can actually run a convention.
Yeah.
But I do like Matsuri a lot. Matsuri is really cool. It's a nice convention area. But I used to love RamenCon when it was back in Maryville, but then they moved out to South Bend and it just kind of fell to garbage.
Yeah.
So I can't really say I have a favorite right now, but I have several that I really look forward to and I enjoy.
Like is the next one coming up for you a con that you really enjoy?
Well, the next one I have is actually this coming weekend, and that's RamenCon. And the only reason why I'm going is because I'm in 3 different panels.
3 different panels, man. You're keeping up, man.
Yeah, you want to know the time frame on one of them?
What?
1 to 3 a.m.
Whoa.
I have a fast food roast panel from 4 to 5 on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And then Sunday morning, 1 to 3 a.m., I have a Harry Potter pajama panel. And then, like, I think it's 1 to 2 on Sunday afternoon, I have a My Hero panel. And I'm just like, ah!
You're like freaking all over the place. Like,
yeah, a bit.
no, I'm possibly going to be hosting my first panel ever at Dice Show for this podcast.
Ooh, fun.
And I need to find someone still to interview in that panel, and then I'm gonna have Q&A obviously from the fans, and I'm probably gonna get the weirdest questions ever.
I am excited. Are you going to record it all?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on DVD, and if you want a copy, I'll send you one for free. You don't have to pay nothing.
Yes!
And I feel like people no, because on my art podcast, Adventure Time Guys, that I've been doing for 4 years. It's just kind of it's kind of going downwards at this point. But I do Vriska on there. I'm really like a bastardized version of her voice. It doesn't sound nothing like her, but it's. But like on there, I say twit a lot. I call everyone twits a lot, and I feel like people are gonna. I feel like there's gonna be that one person that comes up to me and goes like, "Can you call me a twit?" And I'm gonna be like, you want me to call you a twit? It's like yeah, like okay, like twit. like there, is that good? Is that good enough? All right, there.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I would love to be there capturing that moment. Just be like, ah, yes, it shall now be infamous.
No, I should. No, speaking of that, I always want to take my voices and go to a drive-through.
Do it. Record the experience.
like, like, because there's one where already on YouTube where an Equus and a Gamzee and a Dave Strider are all in a drive-through. And they're doing the whole thing, and I thought that one was the funniest thing ever. But I want to do my own run, let's see, I want the Big Mac, and like, is that all? Like, no, I'm coming back. Come on, no, hold on.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
No. I should know if you want. We should know. No, you could be like Carcat, and then you can, and then you can. We can. I could be Equus, and then it could be Equus and Carcat go to the drive-through.
Oh my gosh. We could get all grayed up into everything.
like God, dang it, stupid drive-through. It's like you can have a short temper every time, the whole time.
Oh, come on, Aqueous. Can you hurry up already?
No, I got it. Come on, don't test me. I can also do I forgot to tell you, I can also do Gamzee.
Oh my gosh. I used to be able to, and then my voice was like, screw you.
No, it's like yeah. let me tell you something. It's the best thing ever.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Did you ever make those super slime pies with like the Jello mix and Faygo?
Oh no, I had Faygo before. I had I think ginger ale Faygo, but I never had like the Faygos are in home stuff.
Oh my gosh. No, there's this way you can make super slime, and you take like Jello packets, but instead of using hot water, you end up using like a cup of cold Faygo and a cup of warm Faygo, and it's this thick Jello when it's done, and it's got like all this caffeine in it. So when you're done, you have like the biggest sugar high ever.
Oh god, I don't think I'm gonna want any of that.
I made a mistake of eating an entire pan all by myself. Yeah, sleep was nowhere to be found for the next like 30 hours.
No, I bet you were jumping. I bet like you were talking about the keychains. I'm pretty sure you were doing that for 24 hours straight.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I mean like I always want I gotta try Faygo. I gotta try like different kinds of Faygo. It's gotta be good.
Dude, I will buy you a bottle and present it to you at a con as Carkalicious.
Carkalicious definition makes the
Resi logo.
She wants to lick everything that's not inside the photos.
Oh my gosh.
A to K to the A to the T to the I don't know.
K to the A.
Do you know how many times I hear that song at convention? And how many times I hear it myself on YouTube?
Oh my gosh.
Like, there's no escaping. That exists.
No, there's not. There is absolutely no way.
But there's also the Midnight Crew song, the I'm the member of the Midnight Crew. That song.
Oh yeah. I completely forgot about that.
I was listening to that whole song last night, and it's long, and I forgot how long it is.
Isn't it like 13 minutes or something?
Yeah, I think it's like 13, 12 minutes. Yeah, around that time frame.
Yikes.
I'd like, no, what's my favorite Comstock song, though? It probably is Beatdown off the Strife album.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or no, Atomic Bonsai. Atomic Bonsai off the Strife album. That's my favorite song.
Okay.
Beatdown is Strider Style. That's off a different album. I forget which one.
Yeah.
How about you? Favorite Homestuck song?
That's a hard one. You can't make me pick that, man. Don't be playing this game. It was all good.
Oh, you like all of the songs?
I do. I actually have a giant playlist of them that I used to play on repeat all the time.
Do you have them all on physical?
All in what?
Physical, like physical CD.
No. I was that bad person who converted YouTube videos.
Oh God. No. I mean, like, on my defense, I still do it sometimes.
Yeah.
If I cannot find the song anywhere else and I have to do it that way.
Yeah. Like, if you really can't find it anywhere else, or like if there's a specific cover that I like or something that I know the artist doesn't have an actual album for, then I'll do it. But usually I don't anymore. But I was young and I had no better clue how to do anything. And I had no job.
Well, sadly, we got wrap things up. It's 1:06, and I know you, and I promise, and you know that you wanted to be done by like 1:15.
Yeah, because I have a meeting with a advisor, so can't be late to that.
But hey, I mean, dude, thank you so much for coming on here. You're awesome and you're amazing.
Well, heck, man, right back at you. Thank you for having me. It was a great way to kill some time, and I would totally do it again.
We should, if you're cool with that, we should meet up sometime. I think that'd be cool, right?
Heck yeah.
So yeah, you can follow me on Facebook at CyberTimeBite. Follow me on Twitter at NostalgiaMan. Get my gear at Redbubble.com under Crash Even Gear, where even you know that the Spork is the most powerful of them all. And I know you work at a library, so you know Sporks. There's a Spork somewhere.
There are always sporks.
Oh God, how about you? Tell people where to find you.
Okay, y'all can find me on Instagram at 19toothless98, and I think it's the same for my Tumblr, but Tumblr is kind of a sketchy place, so I wouldn't advise.
I'm not even on Tumblr. I used to be on Tumblr. I'm not even on there anymore.
Yeah, I only go on for the memes. That's about it.
And don't forget the last one, a car across, and you can also find her in her local car across your local street.
Oh yes, exactly. 10 out of 10.
with the most prizes of packages.